I just watched some recent films. I'm overdue on these, but I mean, I've been, distracted and busy and stuff. So, we're gonna talk about a few, mainly starting with old, well, not old. Firstly, X and Pearl. I heard great things about these. I wasn't sure what to think. Because generally, if someone's overrated, usually I don't think it's quite as good as they say. Or sometimes I do agree. It just depends really. If it just fits in my category of best um movie or whatever. But as far as uh let's see, X started off very slow, putting it blunt. Like it took a while to get into it. I had these very long shots, of sceneries, and it was just a bit much, a little too prolonged for me. I appreciate the cinematography, of course, was good. The acting was great. With Mia Goth, of course, she's playing two characters in X: the old woman Pearl and a porn star. She was great. Um, Jenna Ortega is the main reason I wanted to see it, but she's really don't do much in it, honestly. Um, anyway, once it got to the point, really, of what was, the whole story, um, it kind of, it felt like really campy. It was very, I don't know, kind of like a parody, really. I guess it was kind of acknowledging that in a way, but it wasn't that funny either. And when it came to the killings, it was kind of, they weren't anything special. They were just kind of there. Um, so, but it was funny. Spoilers. Whenever she tries to shoot Pearl or shoot Mia Goth's character, she flies back with a shotgun. That was funny at the end, and she's like, "Oh, my hip." That was actually funny. But then you got that Mr. Woodcock scene where she's under the bed and the two old geezers are screwing. I thought that was a bit much, but whatever. Um, I do appreciate the direction. It was good. As far as like the tone, in most of the movie, and like I said, the cast was good. I like the cinematography. It just took too long to get going, and once it did, it was over really, and there wasn't much happening at the end either. Um, I mean, I'm all for subtlety and being not so over the top, but the story was over the top, so why not just go all in? Um, but then anyway, so it was okay. Um, but I wouldn't see it again, honestly. Um, and as for Pearl, I watched that as well, because I bought both films together. Because again, everyone was saying how good they were, so I thought I might as well get them both, and yeah, I sold them. um, so when it came to the prequel, it's the same director, came out like right after the first one. They're working on it. I actually thought this was more fast paced and a little more interesting, really. Um, her growing up on a farm and wanting like this big celebrity life, very big star, and I related to that, which was nice. Mia Goth is in it, kind of like an anthology type thing with like Sarah Paulson plays other characters in American Horror Story. This is what kind of like that in a way. Um, but it makes sense since she plays Pearl in the X movie too. But that did take a while to get set up too, to get to the point. But at the same time, I liked it more, actually. And but even then, I still thought it was not something I'd see again. It's just a one time thing. It was okay watching it, but I expected more, I guess. Um, but then old, I had mixed thoughts on this from the previews. I wasn't sure what to make of it. But anyway, I saw it I bought it and I didn't like it. um, it took like again, it just took too long to get to the point, and when it did, there wasn't much going on. There was a lot of off-screen stuff happening. It wouldn't show much, which I'm all like again, I'm all for nuance and stuff like that. I like that. I appreciate that, but on a movie like this, you kind of go in wanting to see something like disturbing, you know. And back to X, that was more disturbing. That was scary, I guess. Just the fact that she's like, yeah, like into it and all, and not like not going back to that. Not to say I don't appreciate the theme, youth and be getting old and losing your energy to enjoy life or even little things like sex or whatever. Like I appreciate the themes and all that, but the movie itself just wasn't there for me as much as I hoped. But old, it was just another M Night Shyamalan letdown. Really, he's a good director, but lately, well, really, there's only like three movies I can think that he's done that I liked that were Signs, uh, uh, The Sixth Sense, and maybe The Village. In parts, I like, or like leading up to the end. Um, but yeah, that's about it. But this one, it was just, I don't know. I didn't care for the dialect and the conflict between the characters much. There wasn't a lot between them either. And the twist I thought was, eh, you know, which I mean, in reality, what twist would make sense with changing time, really, being realistic. But yeah, I'll be seeing that again. Um, and this is pretty much a rant on movies I recently saw because I don't like really any of them really. Um, I did. I didn't finish it. I watched not even halfway through of They Slash Them on Peacock. For real, like I'm gay, and the fact that this is like a gay slasher, you think it'd be awesome. It's not. Like, like I said, I can't even sit through it. I want to try to finish it, but even Kevin Bacon, him being in it, like he sucks in this. Like I feel like he just wasn't in it, wasn't feeling it. Which honestly, the writing is terrible, so I don't really blame him much. But again, what made him want to be in this, I don't know. Maybe the theme and all of conversion therapy, which it is. It could be an intriguing story, with that alone. But there's a slasher on the camp, and like it really feels like an ABC Family Special. Like that's what the actors seem like they came from. I've seen better acting in Warren, honestly. Uh, it really feels like a early 2000s gay rom com. Like maybe like the Eating Out films, or even I don't know, like well, what there are, what they were like. Maybe like it's just really corny. Of course, all the gays are like stereotypical, um, one note characters, from what I gathered, or from what I saw anyway. And again, the writing was terrible. I'm gonna try to force myself to finish it. Maybe I'll get more thoughts on it. But yeah, as far as like this, as a very serious um, situation, something that happens in many other countries, and it's like I'd compare it like to the Holocaust, a horrible thing that kills people or makes them kill themselves, and you wouldn't want to have a Holocaust movie where it feels like a Disney Channel, you know, like you. No, you do it seriously. And of course, me watching it, I was saying how it feels like a first time director. And it was. It is a first time director doing this, that directed They Slash Them, and no surprise. At the same time, there's been plenty of directors like Robert Eggers with this first film, The Witch, was incredible. Like, there's no excuse. Like, if it, like, a movie this good, or maybe that could be that good, and could be dark, like really dark, given the theme and the plot and all that. It could have been so much more emotional. You know, it could have had a lot of stakes and a lot of relatable stories for gays and all. Them trying to escape whatever. Like I said, I haven't finished it, so I don't know what um if they did not include that, but I'm sure if they did, it wasn't done right. Um, and like my sequel, Darker, to my own independent film I had come up with, it deals with conversion therapy and it's done better, with no budget. So yeah, um, I could have done better with this movie. Also, I'm just saying, like I haven't had no college degree or nothing, but still, I could do better than that. Just give me a cast. A good one, not like those. No offense to them, but again, maybe it's just the writing, because the writing was off, and no matter how good of an actor you are, if the writing is bad and you can't change it to fit your needs or how you would say it, then it's not gonna come out right. Um, but that's pretty much all there is as far as that. Yeah. Again, I was disappointed in X. Um, I mean, I did like the intro, like the beginning of how the cop comes in and investigates, or whatever. And I was thinking before the movie ended, I was like, that'd be cool if they showed, like, they showed the story within the walkthrough or whatever, kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre in a way, or something, the remake. But then also at the end, when he finds out what happened or whatever, the killer's still there or something, and offs him or something like that. I don't know, but that didn't exactly happen. But yeah, like again, like I appreciate the theme, the religious themes and all that towards the end, and why it was happening, and I just feel like something could have taken place more better in the middle half because there wasn't much going on really. Um, like they could have put Pearl in flashbacks in X. Like it didn't have to have two separate movies. I don't feel like, because I feel like a lot of the middle half of X is filler or could use something else to keep it moving along. Um, but anyway, that's pretty much it. Um, yeah. So thank you for watching.